Hello, and welcome to Pace University. I'm Marvin Krislov. I'm the president of Pace, and I'm so glad to see so many of you on this Zoom today. I'm seeing people from Wisconsin and Illinois and New York and Kosovo and India, and we're really glad to have all of you with us. My job is to tell you a little bit about why you should consider coming to Pace University. Pace is a really special community and a special university. If we were in New York City, we'd be standing right where the backdrop is, right near the Brooklyn Bridge, looking out over the city, City Hall, in big glass open spaces. Because when you're in New York, when you're at Pace, New York is really your campus. And if we were in Westchester, which some of you are going to be in going to our Westchester campus, you'd be in a totally traditional, collaborative, supportive college campus that's plugged into everything that's going on not only in Westchester County, but a quick train ride away in Manhattan. In other words, when you come to Pace University, all of New York City, all of Westchester County is part of your campus. Being part of this dynamic region is key to the PACE path, which is our unique educational model. Through the PACE path, we combine world-class academic instruction with hands-on experiences. That means you actually do the things you're learning about. We have one of the largest internship programs in the New York metro area and great relationships with leading employers from Big Four accounting firms to global tech companies to government offices and important nonprofits. For those of you who are interested in performing arts, we have great connections with talent agents and casting directors. In Westchester, with health and tech, we have great connections with all the major employers, from hospitals to tech startups. Each year, our students complete more than 7,000 internships, co-ops, practica, field experiences, and clinical experiences. And this is all the part of the PACE path. So when you graduate, you're really ready to hit the ground running. With the help of our amazing career services department, our students graduate into great first jobs that start them on amazing career. In the last few years, over 90% of our graduates were employed continuing their education or in service after graduation. We regularly post placement rates well above the national average. Students, because of successes like this, because of the educational model that we have, I can promise you, PACE will change the trajectory of your life. We have a tight-knit, supportive community, and we've kept that community strong, even though it was a very tough last year for so many people. We have wonderful, inspiring faculty. We have small, personalized classes. And most of all, as you'll meet today, we have the most amazing students. I want you to be among them. I know you're going to learn a lot today, and I hope you will be back for our open houses in the fall and other events we have. Thank you for being here, and thanks for thinking about Pace University. I look forward to seeing you back on campus soon. And now, to continue our program, let me turn things over to John Ewen, our Westchester Welcome Manager.
Thank you, President Krislov, and good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here today for our virtual Summer Visit Day event. We're so glad to have all of you joining us here today to learn a little bit more about what Pace University can offer each and every one of you. So as you all get ready to make that next decision in your college selection process, whether you are going into senior year of college or still a few years away trying to figure out exactly what comes next for you, we are glad that you're able to join us here today, this afternoon. So no matter where you are on the college selection process, it is time to go for it. We encourage you to ask the questions that you have during this presentation today in the chat. Plenty of our admissions counselors and Welcome Center reps are here to answer those questions for you. Really make sure that you are all leaving here with the information that you wanted to receive. So a little bit more background about myself. I have been with the university overall since 2017. I started my time here at Pace as a master's in the master's program of media communication visual arts. While I was getting my master's degree, I was working in our athletics department as an athletic communications assistant. I graduated that degree in 2019. When it came time for me to figure out what exactly comes next for my career path, I figured why not stay where I've been calling home for the last few years, which gives me the opportunity to talk to all of you here this afternoon. So welcome once again, everybody, to Pace University. So what we're going to be going over this afternoon is really why go-getters are choosing to go to PACE. And we've broken it down into 5 key components: the customized education, the powerful programs, our connections, our location, and our track record. Then from there, we'll go into the details, deadlines, and dollars, all associated with an experience here at PACE. But getting things started, go-getters are choosing to go to PACE. Let's talk about why. So it all gets started with field opportunities. Our students are completing over 8,000 internships, co-ops, practicums, field experiences, and clinicals each year to get their hands on in the industries and fields that they're looking to get involved in. As far as return on investment is concerned, our alumni here at PACE are earning more than the graduates of our competing schools as early as 10 years out, meaning that you're going to be set up for financial stability as well as a PACE student. PACE is home to one of the top 6% most diverse colleges in the United States, so there is a home to everyone here at PACE. No matter your ethnicity, race, religion, background, whatever makes you you, we welcome it here at PACE, and you're going to be welcomed into our very diverse, tight-knit community with open arms. So if you're after that dynamic, puts you ahead, make your mark experience, PACE makes it happen. So as I said, we've broken it down into 5 key components as to what exactly separates the PACE experience from everything else, and it gets started with the customized education. Now, I'm sure some of you joining us here today know exactly what you want to do with your careers, know exactly what you want to study here at college, and that's great. We love students that know exactly what they want to do, but we also understand there's plenty of students that have questions still as to what they want to study, what careers they want to get into, and so much more. Let you all in on a little secret. I'm 27 years old. I've graduated twice. I still have no idea what I want to do when I grow up. So it's totally okay for those of you getting ready to exit high school for the first time and make that decision into college, still have so many question marks of what you want to do. That's all totally fine and perfectly natural. We're going to work with you to create that customized learning experience that works best for you as an individual, and it's called the PACE Path. Now, President Krislov touched upon the PACE Path during his opening remarks, and you're going to hear a lot about the PACE Path during your time here at the university. But what exactly the PACE Path is, it's a customized 4-year plan for success that is built for each of our students at an individual level. Now, you're never going to have to worry about this being a one-size-fits-all sort of template that we hand to you on your first day of classes and say, figure out how to use this, we'll see you in 4 years, good luck. Rather, your PACE Path is something that's built for you at an individual level to really make sure you yourself are getting the most out of your time here at the university. Now, your PACE Path can include things like meeting with your advisor on a regular basis to make sure you're meeting all your graduation requirements, getting involved with real-world hands-on experiences, internship opportunities, studying abroad, volunteer efforts, and so much more. Whatever you're looking to get out of your time here at PACE, you put it on your PACE Path to help you navigate during your time at the university. Now, if you're someone that's very detailed oriented and really wants to have these next 4 years laid out step by step, that's totally fine. You can make your PACE Path as detailed and structured as you feel is necessary. On the other hand, if you're someone that's more go with the flow and just wants some loose parameters as far as what your guidance is going to look like, you can make it as bare bones as you feel is necessary as well. Either way, the PACE Path is a living, breathable document that's meant to mold and grow alongside with you as you figure out your strengths and weaknesses, your likes, your dislikes, and everything in between during your time here at PACE. It is your path, and we encourage you to go for what you want. Now, perhaps the most important and biggest factor of that customized education is the powerful programs that make up our academics here at PACE. Some statistics for everyone to get us started. PACE ranks in the top 13% of best nursing programs in the United States. For all of our prospective performing arts students, we ranked in the top 30 in the US for college acting and performing arts programs. In addition to once again being ranked #1 in best environmental law program in the United States, we here at PACE are also home to the #1 ranked criminal justice program in the United States. So no matter what program you're going after, no matter which major you may be seeking to get a degree in, we have a well-rounded program for you to get the most out of your time here. You're going to be able to choose the college or school that you want within the PACE umbrella. There are 6 options for our students to choose from based off of their major of interest. So we have the College of Health Professions that's home to our nursing program and our health sciences. We have the Dyson College of Arts and Sciences that's home to all of our liberal arts programs, whether those are communications, sciences, psychology, performing arts, anything under that liberal arts degree umbrella, Dyson is going to be your home. We do have the Elizabeth Hobbs School of Law that offers a 3-in-3 program. So students that are interested in getting their undergraduate degree and their law degree can do so both in a 3-year period for both, giving you an enhanced time frame to get that degree. That law school is housed over exclusively on our White Plains campus. Our Lubin School of Business, as the name implies, is where all of our business-related majors are housed. Accounting, financing, marketing, general business. Lubin is home to all of those programs. The School of Education is home to all of our future educators in America. And last but certainly not least, we do have the Seidenberg School of Computer Science and Information Systems, home to cybersecurity, computer science, information technologies, and majors of that sort. So within those 6 different colleges and schools, we do have over 100 different majors for students to be able to choose from. And in addition to these, we also have 35 combined degree offerings for our students that are looking to get a master's degree as part of their education here at Pace as well. The combined degrees allow students to get this master's degree in an enhanced period of time. You'll graduate with both your undergraduate and your master's degree in a 5 to 6 year period, saving you not only time on the process, but also money as well, because the student aid package for these programs does carry over on to the 5th year of study. We're constantly adding more combined degree offerings to this list. If we see that students are funneling from one undergraduate program into a specific master's program, and there is a way for us to combine them, we are going to do so in order to give our students the most bang for their buck, save them that time and money wherever possible. So some options and reasonings and examples of what really sets the PACE experience apart from everyone else. Starting with our nursing program, you're going to start your training here at PACE earlier than most other schools. We are a direct admit into nursing here at PACE. That means that our nursing students begin their nursing classes as early as freshman year, their clinical experiences as early as sophomore year. Both of these are a year earlier than most other schools. You don't have to worry about applying into the university as a general student, taking classes for 2 years, having a certain academic threshold, reapplying into the nursing program. It puts you in this weird little limbo of, am I a nursing student? Am I not a nursing student? You don't have to worry about that here at PACE. You will begin those, you'll know right off the bat upon your acceptance, if you get admitted into the nursing program, that yes, you are a nursing program student and are on track to graduate in 4 years' time. Now, for students that are interested in getting research opportunities under their belt, you can get published as an undergraduate student, go on to present your findings at international and domestic conferences. The broadcast journalism program that was housed under the media, communication, and visual arts program that I got my master's degree in. So I have a little bit of a home here at the broadcast journalism side of things. Really got me to know the program inside and out, but do know that this isn't exclusive to our communications programs. Our professors across all of our programs really make sure our students know the industries inside and out, know exactly what it takes to be successful and get your foot in the door. And for any prospective business students, we do have fantastic student-run businesses here on campus that give you great work experiences and opportunities right from day one. And you even have the opportunity to launch your own company. If you have an idea for a student-run business that you think would be of use here at PACE, we encourage you to present it to our Center for Student Enterprise. And if they like the idea, they'll do everything that they can to help you get it up and running and join our 5 other student-run businesses here on campus. So the academics revolve around our professors, and they're all plugged into the professional world to give our students exactly what it takes to be successful. The average class size at PACE is 20. We feature a 16-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. That really makes sure that our classes are big enough to really facilitate conversations between students and have a healthy classroom dynamic going, while still being small enough for our professors to get to know our students at an individual level. No one on this call is ever going to be student number 14 in the back corner of a classroom. You're going to be a student, a name, a face, a person to each and every one of your professors. Now, speaking of professors, all of our classes are taught by professors and never teaching assistants. 90% of them hold the highest degrees in their field, so you know that they know exactly what they're talking about. And a majority of our professors are actively adjuncts, which means that they're working in the fields that they are teaching you about here in the classroom. So because of all of this, they know exactly what it takes to get you to the next level. Our professors are able to connect you to the industries that they've worked in, the latest technologies, the newest ideas, and perhaps most importantly, your futures. Now, in addition to all the academic programs I touched on so far, we do also have our honors college that will both challenge and reward its students. Everyone is automatically considered for admission into the Forsheimer Honors College. There's no separate application for this. It just means that if you meet the criteria that we're looking for each year, and you do get accepted into the university, you will also receive your invite to join the Honors College. Now, what exactly the Honors College can provide for our students, it's going to open you up to advanced research opportunities, our peer mentor program, merit-based scholarships, specialized advising, and exclusive events and opportunities as well. The Honors College comes with a base annual scholarship of $15,000 for its students each year. So there is a nice financial incentive as well for our students that are willing to push themselves the extra mile academically. We will continue to reward you both financially and educationally. So I'm sure everyone has heard what's equally as important as what you know is who you know, and we have the connections here at PACE to really make sure you know exactly who you need to know to get your foot in the door. So it all starts with internship opportunities, and I'm going to play a video right now showcasing some of our PACE students and the internship opportunities they've had during their time here at PACE.
First off, AIG, Goldman Sachs,
Nickelodeon, K-State, Star Cosmetics,
Morgan Stanley,
the United States Secret Service.
and Horizon Media.
I chose to come to PACE not only because of the diversity of the community, but also because of the amazing internship opportunities that this university has to offer.
So back home, a lot of my friends really don't have experiences that I've had here at Pace University.
Most people don't take advantage of all the internship opportunities that we have. Here in New York, we do.
During my time at AIG, I'm really proud of producing a product and showcasing off to the company.
During my internship at Nickelodeon, I was tasked with putting together a presentation all with SpongeBob memes.
I met an SNL cast member and they said they liked my jeans.
I worked as Ben Platt security personnel during the 9/11 Memorial Banquet.
And we actually talk about The Late Show with Stephen Colbert in class, and then I go to work the next day.
So all those internship opportunities were stemmed from connections and resources utilized at our Career Services Center. Now, in addition to connecting our students with any of the fantastic internship opportunities scrolling behind me right now, Career Services helps our students do everything from put together a resume to doing mock interviews with you. They'll lend you a suit, a jacket, a blazer, any professional attire you may need if you do not have any, so that you are always dressed to impress. And when we hopefully go back to shaking hands in the not so distant future, they'll teach you how to make a great first handshake so you're making the best impression possible. Internships turn interest into experiences, really helping you get some great experiences on your resume and getting your foot in the door in the industries that you're interested in pursuing. Now, the reason that we're able to utilize all these internships is because of our location. PACE is in a location that was born for opportunity. Here at PACE, we have easy access to the world-class energy and talent of both New York City and Westchester County. So no matter what field you're interested in going into, no matter what careers you may be looking to pursue, we are able to connect you to it all. Let's continue talking a little bit about location here. We're going to go into the fourth component of what really sets PACE apart from everyone else, and it is location, location, location. So New York City and Westchester County, both easily accessible to our students at PACE, is home to more Fortune 500 companies than anywhere else in the world. Because of this, this is the #1 region in the US for fastest growing businesses, the best location in the world for women entrepreneurs, and home to the largest bioscience workforce in the United States. This location, full of all these opportunities, brings us an undergraduate population of over 8,000 students, comprised of 47 of the 50 states and 99 countries from all over the globe. Again, really making up our tight-knit, super diverse community that's ready to welcome all of you into it. So I mentioned throughout the presentation 2 campuses. Let's go into a little bit more detail as what exactly that entails. We have the opportunity to choose the perfect campus that's right for you. Again, we have 2 main campuses as well as our law school located over in White Plains. Our New York City campus and our Westchester campus are just 45 minutes apart, but offer 2 completely different experiences for our students to carve out their own collegiate experience. So whether you prefer the more suburban feel of PACE Westchester, or you're after the hustle and bustle of the city environment in PACE NYC, there is a setting right for you and your college experience here at PACE. We're going to get started by taking a look at the Westchester campus, the campus that I work at and called my home for the last 4 years. We are close to New York City, but a world away, giving our students convenient access to all the opportunities both in Westchester County and the surrounding tri-state area. So that's just a little preview of the state-of-the-art 200-acre campus that some of you will be seeing as part of our virtual tours today, or anyone that wants to call Westchester campus your home. Those are the 200 acres that you'll be able to live in during your time here at Pace. The university as a whole is very focused on sustainability efforts. We do have over 350 different sustainability community events and programs each year for students that get involved in. Specifically here on the Westchester campus, we do house our nature trails and our choke pond that are home to plenty of research opportunities, as well as our very own environmental center. So students that are very passionate about going green, want to get involved with environmental concerns, there's plenty of opportunities to do so here at Pace. We also offer experiential, hands-on resume-making learning opportunities right here on campus. So whether it's our simulated teaching labs for our School of Education students, this is called Teach Live. It is a classroom of avatar-generated students that will do everything from talk. They will interrupt you. They'll answer your questions. You know, they'll be normal everyday children, really giving our student teachers the opportunity to see what it's like to be facilitating a classroom before their actual student teaching opportunities begin. We do also have our nursing simulation labs for anyone looking to go into the nursing realm. They come equipped with extremely lifelike mannequin patients that will talk, get sick, go into shock, give birth. Again, everything that our nursing students may ever have to experience right here in the classroom. We do have genetics research labs for our science students, sound stages and video production suites for our communications and digital cinema and filmmaking students, and much, much more. You name it, it is here available to you. For anyone looking to live on campus here on the Westchester side of things, we do have 5 residence halls for our students to call home. All of our first year students will be living in a building called Alumni Hall. This building was set up as part of a recent renovation project, so it is brand new, state of the art, really makes that transition into college life so much easier. After that first year here at Pace, 4 other housing options do become available to you, offering a variety of living arrangements so students can pick and choose the setting that's best for them. Westchester is also home to all of our athletics teams. As I said at the start of the presentation, I got my start here at Pace in the athletics department. So our sports teams are a little close to my heart, but anyone that's interested in athletics, you will be calling the Westchester campus your home if you're looking to pursue those NCAA offerings. We have 14 NCAA Division II athletics teams here at Pace that compete in the Northeast 10 Conference. You can see all of our teams listed behind me right now. In addition to these offerings, we do have a spirit squad consisting of a cheerleading and dance team and our very own pep band. We also have a number of intramural opportunities as well for students that are looking to compete athletically with their friends and classmates to fight over brand supremacy, get that Pace Intramural Champions t-shirt, which has its weight in gold around here. So whether you're looking to compete at an NCAA level or just at a more recreational level, there are opportunities to get involved here on campus. But as I said, that's only one campus offering. We have a whole nother one to tackle right now, and that is Pace New York City. So that beautiful drone shot, giving an overview of New York City. Our New York City campus is located right at the foot of the Brooklyn Bridge, giving us all access to the center of the whole wide world that calls New York City its home. There are 4 resident hall options on the New York City campus as well, including 33 Beekman, which has the distinction of being the tallest residence hall in the world. Now, for anyone that may have a fear of heights like myself, no worries. There are other housing options on New York City that are a little closer to the ground, but this is just a fun fact that we like to share with everyone that comes to visit us here at Pace. The hands-on experiences are not limited to Pace Westchester. We do have our black box theater and dance studios for our performing arts students. Our trading room connected over to Wall Street to give up to the second ticker information. We have science and entrepreneurship labs and our very own art gallery, and again, so much more. So no matter which campus you choose, you will love your Pace. And I really do want to emphasize that it is your Pace. Students are welcome to spend as much time across both campuses as they like. Plenty of our students will spend all 4 years on one campus exclusively, and that's totally fine. But some students will bounce back and forth between both. We've had students take majors that are exclusive to one campus while taking minors that are exclusive to another, take a few classes on the city campus while living up here in Westchester and vice versa. It really is up to you to determine how you want to spend your time across both of our campuses. But the resources, classes, events, clubs on one campus are open to the Pace community as a whole across both. Now, as far as recreation outside of athletics goes, we do have over 100 different clubs and organizations for our students to bring their hobbies and interests to the PACE community at large. Now, if there's something you're looking to get involved in and a club for it doesn't exist yet, it is very simple to get one started. You just need to grab a few friends, find a faculty advisor, and then you can have PACE club founder onto your resume, which looks very impressive when it comes time for those job and internship opportunities. For anyone interested in studying abroad, we have plenty of opportunities available to you as well. We are on every single continent except Antarctica. We're unfortunately not there with the penguins just yet, but we hope to be there someday, sooner rather than later. Fortunately, even without any options down in the winter tundra just yet, we have options on all 6 other continents that span across the entire globe. I like to tell everyone you can throw a dart at a map and you're going to land pretty close to somewhere where there's a study abroad opportunity available to you. Now, in addition to the traditional study abroad programs that you all may be familiar with, those ones where you spend a full semester abroad in a foreign country, taking classes and really getting immersed with the culture and the offerings, we have those available to you. Those are the most common, popular option for studying abroad as well. But we also understand, one, not every student necessarily has the flexibility in their schedule to take a full semester abroad. And 2, not every student wants to make that full semester commitment right off the bat. They might just want to go for a week or 2, see if this is something that's right for them before making that longer term commitment. So for all of those students, we do have shorter faculty-led courses abroad during our breaks throughout the school year, giving students the opportunity to study abroad for a week or 2, take a class, get a brief exposure, and see if this is something that they want to do more long term. You can see some of our previous study abroad opportunities on the screen behind me right now. You can always stop by our study abroad offices. They'll be more than happy to go through a detailed list of all the opportunities available to you in relation to your interests. And last but certainly not least, the proven track record that brings everything all together. So I opened up my presentation talking about return on investment, and we're going to come full circle right now because PACE ranks in the top 10% of colleges that provide the best bachelor's degree based off of salary potential. What this means is that our alumni here at PACE University rank in the top 11% for highest earners in the United States. And we have a population of over 10,000 employers actively recruiting our students and our graduates to keep the steady drumbeat of PACE alumni growing strong. Our students are going on to work for some very notable names in the professional world: Fortune 500 companies, key players in the tech industry, government agencies, entertainment venues, hospitals, medical centers. The list seemingly goes on and on forever. We have the connections, again, to help you get into any industry field that you're looking to get involved with. Our alumni are constantly in contact with career services, asking who needs a job, who needs an internship, who is getting ready to graduate. Let's keep PACE's reputation up in the workforce. Now, not everybody's going to go to a standard office job setting, and we understand that, and we encourage that. Plenty of our students go on to do incredible things outside of a 9-to-5 office job, whether that's launching their own startups, becoming best-selling authors and award-winning journalists, standing as civil rights advocates, and so much more. So no matter what your dream, your passion, your goal may be, we encourage you to follow it because here at PACE, we know how to help launch your success story. So you all have heard a lot from me for now. I am going to take a step off and turn it over to my colleague, our admissions counselor, Brittany Predmore, to go through the college application workshop with you all right now.
Hi, John, and thank you so much for the introduction. Hi, everyone. I hope you're excited to join us as we go through the college application workshop. I saw so many different questions about what it takes to apply to PACE as well as in general. So definitely some helpful tips for you guys in this presentation here. So getting started, we go through our application process, and there are 4 things that you should do when considering your application process. It's searching, applying, choosing, and then using your resources. So while you're searching for these colleges or what college you might be interested in applying to, there's a couple of questions that you should really ask yourself. The first one being, who has what you want to study? Do they even have programs available to students if you don't know what you want to study? Here at PACE, we do have an excellent program for students who are undecided or aren't sure about their major in our Exploring Studies program. You want to make sure that wherever you choose to go to school, that you have opportunities and options available to you should you choose to switch your major. Next, you want to determine how close or far you want to be away from home. You could be a quick home ride away on the weekends, or you could be as far as across the country. It's really going to be up to you on where you want to be and where you want to go. Third, What do you need to succeed? So some students are going to require maybe mental health counseling services, career services centers, academic tutoring centers. You really want to make sure the college or university that you're going to has all of that available to you. And finally, what type of environment are you looking to have for your college experience? What kind of college experience are you looking to have? Do you want an urban setting like our New York City campus, or do you want something more traditional like our Pleasantville campus? No matter what you're looking for, make sure that your college has that opportunity available to you. Next, you're going to be looking at how to apply. There are a couple of things that you need to know in terms of how colleges look for application processes to come through. The first one is the common application. This is a way to apply to multiple colleges at one time. The Common App is pretty much the most common application process that a lot of universities accept. We accept common application here at PACE. Next is the school-specific application. That is where you are applying directly to the school. So at PACE, you go onto our website and apply directly to PACE University. Coalition application, universal application, and system shared application is all like other application processes and sites that can be used by other universities and institutions. So I highly suggest looking into your college or university's application process to determine what website or documentation you need to submit when applying. So in addition to picking how you're going to apply Common App, Direct, or any of the other 3 processes, you're going to want to know a decision plan. So there are 4 different decision plans that typically are at every college and university. The first one being an early decision plan. This is a binding plan. This means that somewhere in your application, you sign a little clause saying that you are going to this college or university no matter what. So you are locked into that. The next one is early action. This typically is for students who maybe are exploring a bunch of different options at one time and maybe just want to get that decision a little bit faster so that they have more time to consider where they're going to go from all of their options. This is the non-binding plan, and it's also the most popular option for most students. The next one is the regular decision. As long as there isn't any like program specific like the one below, most students are able to do regular decision as well. It's usually later and after the new year. And then finally, program specific. So in case we do have 2 programs who have specific deadlines. There are performing arts programs as well as our nursing programs that have hard deadlines. So you want to be mindful that if you are applying to schools with specific program deadlines, that you're meeting those deadlines on time. All right, next, what do you need to apply? A big question that was in the chat. So for PACE and usually most schools, an application and an application fee are typically associated. It's about $50 for the application fee. And the application, again, available on Common App or directly through PACE. Second, your official transcripts or GED diploma. This will come from your high school. We need about 3 years of academic history to predict a trend and to see your overall grades. Third is letters of recommendation. We look for 2 letters of recommendation, typically coming from a college counselor, or sorry, not college, a high school counselor, or a teacher, an advisor, someone to that degree who can speak to your academic histories and self. For your personal statement or essay, there's plenty of prompts available on Common App. And this is really the time to shine and write about your own personal story. And then SAT or ACT scores are test optional. So if you think that there are a good representation of who you are academically, it doesn't hurt to put them. Otherwise, we do not require those. And then 6, if you are applying for any of our specific performing arts programs, as well as our art programs, you may have to submit an audition or a portfolio as well. All right, a letter of recommendation. So a couple dues that come with the letters of recommendation. Send 1 to 3 letters of recommendation, really no more than that. Sorry, don't send more than that's what's required. It ends up being a lot, and we just really need to see those key impactful ones that really speak to who you are. It's not quantity, it's the quality of the letter of recommendation. Ask someone who can write on your academic and extracurricular activities. This is helpful because it shows that the person really does know you and is giving you an authentic and best review for your college application versus someone who might have to just throw out your name and maybe a generic statement. And ask at the beginning of your senior year, please give your recommenders time. Sometimes life happens, life gets busy. We want to make sure that we give them enough time to really do a thorough job of giving us a detailed explanation of who you are. Don't, again, send more than what's required. It's not helpful to your application as a whole or to the admission staff that reviews them. Don't leave anything to the last minute. It's hard to get it in, then your application isn't complete. You might miss deadlines. It just is no good. And then lastly, don't ask someone who does not know you. Also to that extent, do not ask someone who knows you too well. While mom, dad, brother, sister, friends might be, know you extremely well, they're going to be a little bit biased. So we need someone who generally overall knows you and can give us an insight into your academic and extracurricular activities. In addition, we do ask for a college essay or personal statement as listed on the slides before. These are just some helpful tips that you can use when it comes to writing your essay. Most importantly, I would say, is check your spelling and grammar. It's super important nowadays. Everything can be done on our iPhones, but autocorrect can get the best of you. So just double check your spelling and grammar before you submit them. Additionally, get feedback from maybe your family, your peers, just to make sure it makes sense, it flows well. Also create an outline. It's helpful to be prepared when you're writing these essays or personal statements so that you really can show us, the admissions team, how you got from point A to point B, and an all-encompassing story for yourself. All right, and then the last couple things that we need to do is understanding the decision once it comes to you. So the first one is admitted. Congratulations, do the dance, throw a party, do whatever you got to do, but you read it carefully because it will tell you any scholarships available to you as well as the program that you're going to be accepted in. Second is waitlisted. This means that you may meet the admissions requirements, but unfortunately the university might already be at capacity for those spots. So you might be put onto a wait list and be moved from the wait list as spots become available. Third is deferred, meaning that our admissions committee would like to see a little bit more information about making a decision for you. We think that you might be a good candidate, but we just need a little more information. Typically, this is your 7th semester grades or mid-year grades for your senior year. And then last but not least, and hopefully none of you ever have to experience this, but denied. This basically means that the application did not meet admissions requirements. And it also means that maybe you will just have to apply at a different time and have the possibility to transport into that university. All right, and then financial aid is another strong component for colleges and what to be aware of. So stay organized. You should look into scholarship application processes at the different schools because each school has their own way of applying for financial aid. Also highly suggest submitting the FAFSA, even if your family doesn't need it. It just helps give an all-encompassing overview of what your family contribution is, as well as what you may be eligible for in terms of loans, work study, additional aid, things of that sort. Some schools do require a CSS profile as well as verification as well. They'll typically tell you once you submit these financial aid applications, if they're required or not. Next, stay prepared. We at PACE do have a net price calculator, as well as eligibility for financial aid. You should also talk to your family about finances. You want to make sure that you're really setting something in place to determine what's going to work best for your family, your financial situation, etc. And lastly, stay active. Be comfortable to ask questions to the admissions staff, to your college that you're interested in pursuing. It really does help you keep on track and make sure you're staying as organized and prepared and active as possible. And most importantly, the FAFSA opens on October 1st. So I would start filling them out at this time. And just make sure that that is out of the way and everything is taken care of before the last minute and before scholarships begin to get rolled out. All right, May 1st is a national decision deadline. It means it's time to make your decision. So when you're making these decisions, you have to think about all the schools that might have accepted you. Hopefully it's a lot of them. And then secondly, what schools are within your family's budget. So in that last slide, we talked about setting a budget that's realistic for your family, as well as maybe any loans that might come or costs associated with schools. Make sure that it's within your budget or what you're comfortable with, because education is an investment into yourself and your future. Third, what you on maybe what the school offers, what their major looks like, the vibe you got on campus, if you're able to attend, all of that fun stuff culminates into what school is going to be the best option for you. And that's enough of me. I'm going to give it back to John. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys in the chat.
Thank you so much, Brittany, for that great overview. I hope everyone took some good information from that overview of everything that has to go into the college application. It can be a confusing process, especially if it is your first time going through it with your family. So again, please feel free to ask questions along the way. Our admissions team is here to help you all out and to fill out those applications and receive your decisions from PACE. Let's wrap up our first session here today. We're going to go through the details, deadlines, and dollars all associated with the PACE education. Getting started with the details. Applying is fast and easy. So Brittany just went through all of these options, but I'll go through one more refresher really quickly of what you need to submit in order to get an application to PACE. Starting with the application and your $50 fee. We are on the Common App. If you're looking to apply to multiple schools, you can go that route. It is up to you. We do not put preference on one application or another, whether it is the Common App or the PACE's own application on our website. It is whatever is easier for you as an individual. We're going to require your official transcripts or GED diploma, 2 letters of recommendation for the PACE application specifically, and then that personal statement or essay roughly between 250 to 650 words. You can see that SAT and ACT scores are optional. PACE has been test optional since 2019, so it is up to each student individually to decide if they want to include test scores as part of their application. What our admissions team will suggest is that you feel as an individual that your scores are a good representation of who you are as a student. There is absolutely no harm in including them on your application. Test scores can open students up to additional financial aid scholarships, but that is your decision to make at the end of the day. When you're ready to apply, you can head on over to www.pace.edu/apply to get things started. If you've had any AP, IB, or college level credits, we will work with you on figuring exactly what transfers over. We encourage any students that do have college level credits taken through their high school affiliated with another school, or just any college credits you may have taken through summer programs or through any other offerings. Take a look at our transfer credit calculator on our website. They'll give you a good estimation of what class it's equivalent to here at PACE. If you have any specific question, you can't figure out what your credit is equivalent to, reach out to your admissions counselor and they'll be more than happy to meet with you to discuss it further. From there, we're going to take a look at the deadlines. So because we just had a great overview of the difference between early decision, early action, and regular decision, I am going to skip ahead to those dates in particular, starting with the FAFSA. Once again, that FAFSA is going to open up on October 1st. The priority deadline to complete that is November 15th. We do encourage students to complete that as soon as possible to be eligible for the most financial aid assistance that you can receive through the FAFSA. From there, the early decision deadline is November 1st. We have 2 early action deadlines on November 15th and December 1st. There is no difference or preference between the two. It just gives students 2 extra weeks if they need to meet that early action deadline. From there, February 15th is the regular decision deadline, but we do also have nursing listed separately. Nursing and performing arts are the 2 programs here at PACE that do have program-specific deadlines. And you're going to want to make sure that your applications are submitted in full before those dates do roll, because we unfortunately cannot accept applications for those programs after those dates have passed. So you're going to want to make sure if you're looking to get into performing arts, any of the concentrations under the performing arts program, or our nursing program, that you meet those program deadlines to get your application submitted in full. For all other programs, we do go on to something called rolling admission after February 15th, where we will continue to accept and review applications at that point. We do not suggest necessarily waiting that long, but the option is available to you if you do need it. Finally, May 1st is that national deposit deadline. Again, you're going to want to select where you're going to school, submit your deposit, and make yourself at home at your next university by May 1st. And now for everyone's favorite part of talking about the dollars associated with a collegiate education. So an education here at PACE is actually more affordable than you might think. So this is because every student upon their acceptance is going to get their financial aid package. Now, this is going to include merit-based scholarships for a majority of our students based off of your academic achievements in high school, as well as your financial aid package that'll follow in 2 to 3 weeks afterwards that showcases what PACE can do for you at an individual level. 97% of our first-year students receive financial aid each year. It averages out to more than $26,000 in savings per student each year. And overall, the university is providing over $350 million in aid every year. So the financial aid opportunities are there and available to our students. We just encourage you to stay on top of all the emails and offers coming your way so that you're able to utilize the most financial aid resources available to you. Now, understandably, the financial aid process can be one of the most confusing parts of the entire college application process, but we do have video tutorials to help make it easy for you. You can head on over to pace.edu/FA videos once everything wraps up here today to navigate through those videos to walk you through the forms and the applications to submit to get financial aid benefits. Additionally, if you want to meet with one of your admissions counselors, you can do so online through pace.edu/chat. Our admissions team is broken up by geographic region. So New York State is broken up into multiple territories, and every other state outside of New York does have a separate admissions counselor. So while Brittany might be some of your counselors you met earlier today, odds are she's not going to be all of yours. So if you want to really get to know your counselor and schedule an appointment with them to work with you at an individual level, you can do so online through pace.edu/chat. So I know the common adage that you usually hear is that less is more, but here at PACE, we argue the exact opposite, that it's actually more is more. And that's because your time here at PACE is going to open you up to more internships, more experiences, more mentorship, more opportunities, more value, and most importantly, more ways to go get your success story. Thank you, everyone, for joining us here for our summer visit day. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to our New York City admissions counselor, Juanita to get us started with our student panel.
Hello, everybody. Thank you, John and Brittany, for such a fantastic presentation. Good evening, everybody. My name is Juanita Maya. I'm an admission counselor on the New York City campus. I'm also an alum of the university. We're so excited to have you all join us tonight. And we all understand and know that choosing the right college for you is a long and stressful journey. And so on behalf of Pace University, thank you so much for considering us in your college search. So now that we have heard a little bit more about PACE and learned some helpful application tips and learned all of the fun things that you have to submit to us to apply, it's time for you to meet our current students. So we have a fantastic student panel lined up where you will hear from our students from both the New York City and the Westchester campus. So let's go ahead and meet them. If you guys haven't turned on your cameras, be sure to do so. But Daniela, why don't you start us off with introducing yourself and tell us a little bit about why you chose PACE?
Yeah, hi. So my name is Daniela Lusuriello. I'm a rising senior and I'm graduating this spring in 2022 as a nursing major. I'm a tour guide here and I'm also a member of the swimming and diving team here. And so I chose PACE because of the NCLEX pass rates that have been well over state and national average since I've applied to PACE. And of course the location, Westchester County and New York City both have countless opportunities to take advantage of. So I thought, why not? But with that being said, passing it off to you, Gabriela.
Hi everyone, my name is Gabriela. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm originally from Miami, Florida, which is where I'm zooming in from today. I am a rising sophomore in the BFA musical theater program, and I am earning my minor in management, which I'm going to be starting next semester, which I'm super excited about. And that's just, I'm a tour guide at the New York City Welcome Center as well as being a part of the Fourth-Timer Honors College and a Fourth-Timer Honors mentor within the program as well. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to Allie.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Alycia. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm going into my last year of the 5-year program in the School of Education. So I chose PACE because of the education program. I started teaching the second semester of my freshman year, which was so much earlier than most other schools that I was looking at. But with that being said, I'm going to pass it on off to Chase.
Hi everyone, my name is Chase Ware. I am a rising senior in the Lubin School of Business. My major is advertising and integrated marketing communications with minors in psychology and also special events marketing. So along with pretty much almost everyone here on this panel, I am a tour guide. I'm a resident assistant in the first year residential building, Alumni Hall. I am the senior marketing manager of one of our student-run businesses. I've been a research assistant in the psychology department and some other things here and there. But I think I chose PACE quite literally for the model opportunitas. So I've just been able to do so many different things throughout my 3 years thus far. So with that, I'll pass it over to Brittany.
Hi everyone, my name is Brittany. I'm a student from the New York City campus and I'm an upcoming senior. Right now I'm pursuing a Bachelor of the Arts in Computer Science and I have a minor in Digital Media Studies and Creative Writing. And I'm also one of the writers for the Seidenberg blog. I write a lot about events that happen at school, accomplishments that some of our students have. And I'm also the current host of our Seidenberg podcast, which is on YouTube called The Berg. So I chose PACE primarily in the city because of the environment. I like the hustle and bustle. As Dan mentioned earlier, I'm from Westchester, so like where I live, it's not really like that. But when I do go into the city, I feel really inspired to work harder towards my goals. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Brittany. And thank you everybody for sharing why you all chose PACE. So something that we heard about earlier in the presentation is how each student develops their own PACE path starting their first semester. So why don't we have each of you share with you some highlights of your PACE path? Has your PACE path stayed the same? Have you changed it, added some things, taken some things away? And anything that you found surprising of yourself as you have been developing this PACE path? So Daniela, I'm going to start with you again.
All right, thank you. So my PACE path has changed a little bit from when I was here almost 4 years ago. I was just a little first year student, unsure of what I wanted to do and what was to come for the next 4 years. But I definitely knew that I wanted to grow academically. I wanted to make connections and network with my professors and like those that I met along the way during my time here. And of course, I wanted to make a lot of friends. But other than that, I wasn't really sure of what I wanted to do. I wasn't sure if I wanted an internship or if I wanted even a job on campus. But here I am doing both. And I'm so happy that I am. I took advantage of the opportunities again that were presented to me here. And hopefully that streak just continues to flow. But yeah, I surprised myself in those ways. And yeah, my PACE path changed a little bit, but only for the better. So yeah, I definitely can change, but it's definitely not a bad thing if it does.
Gabriela?
Yeah, so my PACE path has definitely been interesting in the best way possible. I came into PACE as an undecided student in the Dyson College of Arts and Sciences, but through the audition process, I was able to transfer into the BFA musical theater program the following year. So I am now would be going into my junior year, but I'm now going into my sophomore year. And I absolutely love my program. I was able to transfer super smoothly because the Honors College helped me out with that. I wanted to come in and I wanted to become a tour guide, and I was able to apply and was very lucky to and grateful to be selected to be one of them. And so far, my PACE path has been just spectacular, and I'm really excited to see where these next 3 years go. So with that, I'm going to pass it to Chase.
Yeah, so as everyone's been saying, my PACE path has definitely changed since I started here at PACE. So I came in as an undecided business student. When I first applied to colleges, I had interest in real estate, psychology, business, and film. And I'm just like, how do I combine all of those? So I decided that business was the most concrete out of all of my interests. And then after taking Business 101, I realized that I liked marketing and management. And then after taking an introductory management course, I decided that I liked marketing. So by the end of my freshman year, I declared my major. And then later on in my sophomore year, declared my concentration. But I think just as something that I've noticed with my PACE path plan, I definitely underestimated myself. So I didn't realize how quickly I'd be able to accomplish a lot of the goals that I had set for myself for my first 2 years and my last 2 years. So just as an example, I work at a late night cafe on the Pleasantville campus known as PACE Perk. And I know for myself, I wanted to work there as soon as I saw it during orientation, and I was able to do that. By the end of my freshman year, I was actually promoted to a shift manager. And then by the end of my sophomore year, I was promoted to the senior marketing manager. So these were both things that I did not expect to do within my first 2 years at Pace. So it's just been nice to to look back at my Pace Path plan and just see how much I've accomplished. And yeah, so it's definitely changed, but like Daniela said, for the better. So with that, I'll pass it over to Allie.
So my PACE path, as everyone else has said, has definitely changed over my time here. When I came to PACE in 2017, I just knew that I wanted to be a child education major, but like that was kind of all that I had in my head. And as I continued into my sophomore year, I decided to declare my concentration in English. And I also ended up taking 2 really awesome classes, one in history and one in psychology. And the professors were just absolutely amazing. And I kind of wanted to see where those roads would take me since I had interest in both. So I ended up double minoring, one in history and one in psych. And I then went to enroll into the 5 years master's program for education. So now I'm in the last year of that, majoring in special education and early childhood education. And as Chase was saying, I feel like I also kind of underestimated myself, because when I came here, I was like, oh, okay, like I know that I'm going to do this, but I didn't expect to teach in 5 different schools with a bunch of different grades and become a tour guide and then become the Aspire coordinator. So I feel like my PACE path has definitely taken a lot of turns, but they've definitely all been for the better. But on that note, I will pass it over to Brittany.
So, okay, my PACE path has definitely changed a lot. And I would say that it changed when I started working at Seidenberg. So coming into like starting off at PACE, I was certain about computer science because I love it so much, but I was initially pursuing a Bachelor of Science. And then once I started working as one of the writers for the blog, I decided to start writing an article about like the difference between Bachelor of Science and Bachelor of Arts, like at Pace, studying that. So like as I was writing that article, I realized, oh, I think I might want to be like a Bachelor of the Arts instead of Bachelor of Science, because I felt like I'll be able to pursue my other interests. So I changed that year. So like my sophomore year, when I started working, I changed from Bachelor of Science to Bachelor of the Arts. On top of that too, as I was working there, I had one minor, which was actually East Asian Studies. And then as I was like continuing to write more and more, I was like, I really like writing. So so I decided to switch out my East Asian Studies minor to creative writing. And then I also decided that I wanted to take on digital media studies because that is also part of the work that I do. So basically my job kind of helped me see like, yes, I obviously love computer science, but I also have like these other interests as well. And I felt like my minors kind of allowed me to pursue those interests. So I get to like kind of work on like the technology aspect of like my major, like coding, all of that. But I also do get to go to like my like screenwriting classes, my like fiction writing classes. I get to learn about like media and its impact on society. So that's how my PACE path has changed.
Thank you all for sharing your PACE paths. And I think one of the really great recurring themes for all of it was change for the better. And that's definitely what we like to hear. So something that is the backbone of PACE is that real world experience that students are going to get with us both in and out of the classroom. So I'm going to start with you, Daniela, and why don't you share with us about your clinical experiences in the nursing program?
Yeah, sure. So my clinical experiences have started my first semester of sophomore year down in Leonhardt Hall in our clinical simulation labs with our clinical simulation mannequins. So we started there, and that's pretty much where we learn all of our basic skills that you'll use as a nurse no matter where you end up. Pretty much like, for example, taking blood pressure manually, listening to heart sounds, lung sounds, completing a full physical assessment, wound care. The list really just goes on. And the great thing about that is that you learn these basic skills and you like gain confidence even in just communicating with patients in a professional manner. You gain this confidence and you practice your skills on mannequins. So even if you do mess up, it's okay. It's just a learning experience and you move on and you try again. But so that was my first semester of sophomore year. My second semester of sophomore year, they sent us to our on-site clinicals. And that was really fun. Again, I took those skills that I just had learned last semester, brought them to the real world to use on real patients. And I did awesome just because of the confidence that I built in the lab. So yeah, so just some like affiliations that PACE has, or like locations that I've been to or some of my peers have been to. We've been to multiple New York Presbyterian locations, Montefiore Hospital, Phelps Memorial, White Plains Hospital, Blythedale Children's Hospital, Maria Ferreri's Children's Hospital. Again, that list goes on and on. PACE has a bunch of affiliations with hospitals locally in Westchester as well as in the city. There's a few in Connecticut and Long Island. So if that's something that you'd like to do, that's totally possible. And it also gives you great exposure to different hospitals and settings as well, depending on what clinical rotation you're taking that semester. So that's really great. Also, it's like during the semester, my clinical days are like some of my favorite days just because I know I'm going to learn something and I know I'm going to take like what I learned from class and lectures and from the textbooks and actually apply it and do it. And like it's going to become like muscle memory, you know, that type of thing. But yeah, so that's kind of my experience in a nutshell. If there's any more questions, definitely drop them in the chat.
Thanks, Daniela. It's always great watching you all work in the labs for sure. So Chase, why don't you share with us a little bit about your involvement in the student-run businesses?
Of course. So I've been involved with Pace Per Cafe since my freshman year, so 2018, and it's just been very rewarding. So I think one of my best memories is just being a part of the marketing team. So throughout my entire sophomore year, I'm an assistant marketing manager. So with that, I was able to help the senior manager plan different events for PERC. So we would have events once a month, and they would kind of be themed around the theme of the month. So for October, we'd have some sort of like Halloween themed event, and they're always like very well attended. I remember we had like a painting pumpkin event, which was really nice. And yeah, so once I moved up and became a senior marketing manager, it was just really nice to figure out how to plan those events for myself. And I did have the challenge of having the entire cafe be shut down for in-person dining because of COVID. So I was able to really just work on increasing the users on our social media platforms, so in our involvement there, and really just finding a new way to keep all of our existing customers still excited about PERC. So it was really nice to see that even without in-person dining, we were still making the same amount in sales. And yeah, so we also plan things like milkshakes of the month, just really nice. So I love being able to be the head of all of these creative endeavors.
Thanks, Chase. Pace PERC is definitely a favorite around the Pleasantville campus, so we're happy that you all are back to in-person soon. So Allie, can you tell us a little bit about the avatars for the School of Education and how they help facilitate that in-classroom experience?
Of course. So those avatars are kind of like one of my favorite things to talk about because I just think they're so cool and I had never seen them before I came to PACE. So pretty much it's like a virtual classroom. It's kind of like a whole like Wii Sports thing, and they can see you and like you can see them, and you're able to name each student, and it helps you learn how to facilitate a class as well as how to teach a lesson. So we were first introduced to it my first semester freshman year in my UNV 101 class. And we kind of just played around with it, just kind of like learned the system and learned how to work it. And then as we continued on, when we would write lesson plans, we would mock teach those lesson plans to those students. So they would have a bunch of different levels. So it would go from easy to hard as far as their behavior levels go. So you were able to teach the lesson and you could name the student and be like, oh, like this student over here, like you need to like sit down, or like please raise your hand before speaking. So it kind of taught you how to teach your lesson, but also deal with all types of learners and all types of students virtually. So like Daniela, if you mess up, it's okay. You can just try again. You don't have to worry. But it really helped me with my lesson planning, and it really helped me with my differentiation of different learners as well. So that's personally like my favorite thing in the School of Ed. And everyone, even if you're not an education major, like everyone just needs to see it, experience it once. It's a lot of fun.
Thank you. So I do know, I believe there's a YouTube video out there. So if you're interested, definitely go look for that. But Gabriela, the performing arts program is super competitive to get into, and not many students are able to transfer into the performing arts their sophomore year, but you did, yay! So can you share with us what inspired you to go from Dyson Undecided to auditioning for the musical theater department, and how was that transition for you into that school, performing arts?
Absolutely. I came to PACE knowing that I wanted to re-audition. So I decided to put my gen eds at the forefront and make those a priority my first and second semester. So I talked to everyone that I needed to talk to, asked my questions, made sure that I have everything within the deadlines, and practiced and rehearsed every single one of my audition materials to the end of time because that was at the forefront of my mind for so long. And then thankfully, and I'm very blessed to have been accepted into that program. And the reason I loved the program so much was because of their holistic approach in how they teach. They really don't, and this is for all PPA majors in the New York City campus. The departments, they do not want to make cookie cutter performers. They look at you, they look at their individuality, they make sure that they highlight what makes you you as a performer and what makes you special, and they really gravitate towards that and help you perfect those skills to the best of your ability, while and the things that you might not be so great at in that moment, they also help you hone those skills as well so that you become such a well-rounded performer. And I've seen that firsthand in the program in the department. So it really just is a wonderful, wonderful program. And when I got in to the program, one of the big things was I had to change my major, had to do all the documents, all the paperwork. And I immediately contacted Mohini, who is one of the representatives in the Honors College, and she did that so quickly. It was less than 24 hours. Everything was done on my end, and she really made it so easy for me to change my major and have all of the classes that I had already lined up for next semester changed to musical theater. So that was so helpful for me, and I did not have to stress out in terms of all of the paperwork and all of the deadlines and just making sure that everything was set by the time I got into the program. And then when I finally got there, most of my gen eds were already taken care of, so I could really focus on finishing my gen eds and then putting musical theater at the forefront of my schedule, which has been absolutely amazing, even with my first year being mostly virtual because, of course, of the COVID protocol. I mean, they really have made sure that the classes are top notch, and we've all been learning so much. And again, I can't say it enough. I feel so grateful.
So with that mention of Mohini, one of our advisors, and an alum of PACE, Brittany and Gabriela, why don't you share with us your experiences in the Honors College? Brittany, why don't you start us off?
Okay, so actually I applied for the Honors College my sophomore year, I believe, or something like that. But I remember applying, and like I really went through everything to get in because I really wanted to be a part of that. And I think one of the immediate benefits, like aside from like the Honors Lounge, was basically being able to register for classes. Like I feel like that process became significantly easier upon becoming a part of the Honors College. I think that since then, every like schedule that I've made, everything has been like perfectly fine. Whereas like before, like sometimes you'd have to maybe sacrifice like a class or two, but I found that registering has been significantly easier. Also, the classes, I find that a lot of the honors classes are very like thought provoking. It doesn't matter like which class it is. It's like I always just find myself learning more. And on top of that too, I know like prior to the pandemic, I was like looking into studying abroad, and I know like through the Honors College they offer like grants for that. So like those are just a couple of the benefits that I've seen so far, like upon becoming a part of the Honors College.
I absolutely echo a lot of what Brittany just said. The registration has been for classes has not been stressful at all. The Honors College has made it such a supportive environment for all of the students. They have made it certain that if ever you have any questions or you do need any guidance, they are more than happy to help you with anything that you might have. I think what has always impressed me so much is the turnaround time. I have messaged multiple honors college advisors before, and the speed and the quickness that they get things done is incredible to me. One of the things that I absolutely loved about the program was the mentorship program. I had no idea that it existed prior to getting into the honors college. But they do pair you up with an already established honors student, and I had a wonderful experience with that my freshman year, and that's what inspired me to be an honors mentor last year and this year, and I've had great experiences with that. And what I love about the honors college as well is that it is very family-like. It has that familial feel to it, and they really do work tirelessly to make sure that you have the best experience possible as a Pace University student.
Thanks, Brittany and Gabriela. So Allie, you're the recipient of 2 different endowed scholarships. Can you share with us what you learned about endowed scholarships and a little bit about the 2 scholarships that you're a recipient of?
Of course. So starting my sophomore year, I spoke with my advisor just about scholarships and if she was aware of any, if she knew another route that I could go. And she told me to check out the Endowed Scholarship portal that is a part of our PACE portal online. So I opened that up and you just have to fill out kind of a general application, explain a little bit about yourself, explain a little about your background, your reason for coming to PACE. And after that, your application gets submitted to all of the endowed scholarships that PACE is connected to. So the first one I got was the Helene T. Wilson Scholarship, and that was for being a Hispanic woman and achieving over a 3.0 GPA for my first 3 years of college, which I was very lucky to receive that award. And the second award that I received was the Leslie Feldman Scholarship. I just got that for my graduate school year, and that is for being in the School of Education and again, achieving a 3.0. And I am very happy that I was awarded both of those scholarships. But those endowed scholarships, there are so many that are on that list, and there's just so many different ones that you can be chosen for. So it's absolutely amazing. And I'm just really glad that my advisor shared that with me and that I was able to be a recipient of 2 of them.
Congratulations. Those are some 2 fantastic scholarship opportunities.
Thank you.
So Chase and Daniela, you both have some pretty impressive internships under your belt. So can you tell us a little bit about your internships and how you applied for them?
Okay, I could go first. So thank you. Yes, I have an internship this summer at White Plains Hospital. I'm working in the operating room. I shadow pretty much every day. I shadow patient care technicians, scrub technicians, surgeons, anesthesiologists, X-ray techs, and of course, nurses. It was a 10-week program, and I'm actually in my 10th week right now, so it's unfortunately ending on Friday, but I hope to get an offer to be a patient care technician all through the rest of the summer and until I graduate, so let's hope I get that. But I'm in the operating room. I chose to be in the operating room, so I have a few other of my peers that are doing this internship as well, and
Oh no, I think we lost her. Okay, well, hopefully she'll join us back in a second, but Chase, in the meantime?
Yeah, oh, I feel weird going after that, but I'll start. So I've had a couple of really cool internships throughout my PACE career. So as I mentioned before, I was pretty indecisive and just knowing what I wanted to do in my future life. Still am a little bit, but I've had more clarity. So my first internship was actually the summer of my sophomore year. So I was actually pretty skeptical because of COVID and I didn't know if I would be able to get anything. But luckily Career Services was sending out emails of a lot of different organizations that matched my interest for a scholarship. So sorry, not scholarship, internship. So I was able to intern with a company known as Further Music School as a marketing intern. And it's really helpful for me to be able to have that hands-on experience. I'm a very visual and kinesthetic learner. So just being able to apply what I learned in the classrooms to what I'm doing in an actual field is great. So there I was able to do blog posts, SEO marketing and things like that. So that was really rewarding. Later on, my junior year, I was able to intern with the Ronald McDonald House in Valhalla. So I was their marketing intern and I was able to do a lot of projects with them. ending off my internship with their huge 10th year anniversary party, which was really nice. And now I'm in a new internship at the Intrepid Museum. So I've been there since 2014, just doing a lot of different team programs, but I decided to come full circle in a program known as GOALS, which stands for creating greater opportunities, advancing leadership in science. And that is for teenagers who are female and between the ages of 13 and 15. So usually going into their freshman year of high school and also their sophomore year of high school. So it's a STEM-based camp, 6 weeks program, and just talks about all of the different fields in STEM that you could partake in, and also gives you a little background on the Intrepid Museum's history. So I know I'm saying a lot, but just with all of that, I've been able to realize that my true passions lie within helping others and creating. So I'm definitely very thankful for the opportunities that I've had here at PACE and the resources, definitely with career services, so that I could get those internships. But I'll pass it back over to Daniela now, because whoa.
Hi, so sorry. My computer just wanted to update right now. But as I was saying, I am in the White Plains Hospital internship. I am in the operating room. Again, I am shadowing nurses and patient techs. Just to repeat, I guess. But I really do like the opportunity. I did hear about this opportunity through my professor, one of my clinical professors. She actually used to work in White Plains Hospital before starting to teach at PACE. So she did have some connections there. So when I applied, matter of fact, like literally 2 hours later, I got an email saying back, like, when are you available for an interview? I was like bouncing off the walls, told my mom, I was like, Mom, I got an interview. I was super happy, and I'm so grateful for that professor. We actually email all the time. Like, she's always asking me how it's going, because she was the one who assured me, like, White Plains Hospital is really going to open your eyes and show you a lot of things about being a nurse and what it's like to be a nurse. Because, you know, being hands-on in the clinical simulation labs, it is amazing, but it's a different ballgame with real patients and real situations. So I'm really happy that I took advantage of that opportunity. And yeah, it's going really well. So I do suggest, if you are like into trying something hands-on once you're a nursing major, I mean, I'm doing it my summer going into my senior year. I think it's a great time, just because at this point I have a lot of knowledge and like I've built some basic skills up at this point that I feel really confident about going into a real hospital, kind of being sent on my own places. So don't worry about getting an internship super early. If you want to, you totally can, but do it at your own pace. But PACE is definitely gonna send you a lot of opportunities about internships and stuff like that. But yeah, sorry again for that little glitch, but yeah.
No worries, it happens in the world of Zoom, right? So thank you to all our fantastic panelists. We can't thank you enough for joining us today and sharing all of your impressive things that you're doing at PACE. We wish you all the luck in this upcoming school year.